dodge, man.
We've seen a lot of teams actually fall short in the early game against a Selena. So, quite concerned, though the lineup rating does favor TLID 7.1 as compared to 4.8 for Alter Ego. And the question remains, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the final match of leg number 1, can Alter Ego finally break their lose streak against TLID, or will it be just another point in the books for the Cavalry today?
Make sure you keep your eyes open for the jungling matchup. So many that can swing in the blink of an eye. And in the positioning, whenever the first turtle pops up, watch where both teams kind of position. Because if Alter Ego don't get a proper front to back, it's going to be a tough time for them. All right. The early game, you can see the assistance with the clearing being attempted by Alter Ego.
Flicker already.
Oh?
By the way, Novaria roll.
Yeah, it's Dreams on Novaria. So it's actually Hijume on the Selena as a mid laner. Curious to see what the emblems are looking at, especially for the Novaria here for Dreams.
The Rupture with a Wilderness Blessing. And for the Novaria, additional movement speed can translate to more damage with how the Astral Recall actually works, the second skill. But aside from everyone else, there's only the Hylos going with the Professor Tenacity. Oh, look at this, Dreams!
Cut down, has the Queller. No, he doesn't. Goes back into the camp and gets it. Abyssal Arrow lands. Not much he can do there.
Well, this is the concern until later on when Alter Ego are grouping S5. With the Hylos being in the hands of Nino, no one's going to be tanking a lot of this damage in the early game. So the moment you look at ID, can get to a point where they can even land a single stun.
Another one, Flicker burnt. Highs Hijume, both the H's of Alter Ego. No, Flicker, Rin. He's out of the bush, Riddy. Sees him, Rin wants to go in with a taunt now. Gonna be stunned up. Another arrow from Hijume, first blood to Alter Ego.
Dreams actually picks up that kill. So it's on the Novaria, it's not on Rin, it's not on Hijume, but it's still a kill. And it's still some pressure that they have over TLID, considering that for the first few minutes we've been seeing, yes, Alter Ego, they have the damage early game, especially with the Selena, not relying on level 4, very strong, even level 2, but they weren't able to kind of tank in the damage. So I'm wondering how this next turtle will actually go, considering Yeskill is already at level 4, and it seems like he's in position to make something happen.
They're gonna hold on to it. Aran! Flicker Earth Shatter for the airstrike from the side as well. Now Primo right with the help to revitalize. Nino still staying alive, but Yeskill takes him down. Now it's Nino next in a chopping block. That's a dead horse.
They go down one by... Oh!
Whoa! Three-pointer, no Flicker on Hijume! Free kill for Fabian, making a free purple buff too.
That's some points traded back and forth here. 1-for-2 trade. Aran goes down in the grand scheme of things, but...
Oh! Not too free. Highs coming down all the way from gold lane to help Rin.
Team look at ID overstaying their welcome right there. But Alter Ego already gets exposed for their biggest weakness. The guy who is trying to red tree is the guy up front. When Rin was taking all that damage, there's no way they can allow Rin to survive long enough. Not just yet. Again, if Alter Ego starts snowballing, that might be the case. But oh wow, actually the only one predicting for Alter Ego. Oh really?
Talent prediction here in by GoPay. Everyone for TLID except for Omwawa 2-1. Very curious. That's not a scenario we see too often, actually. It's usually Papulong versus the world.
Yeah, we have an imposter in the Indonesian desk, dude. That's not Papulong.
To be fair, it is because TLID are lower in the standings. So, well, it's just...
Oh, he always favors the underdog.
Yeah. Now it works different. Underdogs are kind of favorites sometimes depending on how they performed last week.
What happens when the league is so competitive at the current time. But yes, for Alter Ego here, with some items, then Rin and Nino are going to be able to tank so much more. But Team Look at ID also are going to be able to deal so much more damage.
Oh, yo! But the airstrike forcing Dreams to escape with the Flicker. Oh. Astro Echo Highs doesn't have the Rhapsody, or doesn't have the Death Sonata, rather.
And luckily, Kyo is still able to get out, but will Weedy be able? Oh, okay. That's a lot of damage onto him, half health, but he's still surviving, maybe?
Oh my god. So much artillery! Hijume! Flickers forward, gets the kill with the Abyssal Arrow landing. Now TLID On a turtle still, they want to blitz it. Nino right there trying to prevent this from happening. Pops in Revitalize, zoning Hesio away as Fabian is able to get that Soul Sever combo. Rin not there in time. Glorious Pathway coming out with the Abyssal Arrow. Aran locked down, able to flicker out the safety. Rin with a poke through the wall. Shortcut, Witty goes in, crash course, Hijume down. Fabian takes it, that's a Queller. On Dreams, who gets a shot on Yehezkiel. He'll survive though.
That's one more shot and he's going to be taken down. But yes, TLID will be able to pick up that neutral objective. Aran goes in the portal there. Yehezkiel goes in for a recall. And no casualties just yet. Meanwhile, 2v1 situation. And he should be able to get out alive. But the main thing that we're looking at after what happened is the fact that Alter Ego, wait a second.
Witty gonna be locked down. Plays his wrath, dodged away from the flicker. Kill looking to go in. Soul Sever, the Abyssal Arrow lands the taunt, the KCC to take Flavor Fave down. Heis gets another kill on the board.
So when things are messy and when things aren't set up properly for TLID, things don't look good for them.
That's the power of the tough boots, tenacity to escape from the CC. Aran with the Primal Wrath in an awkward angle.
The pickoff is insane from Alter Ego.
Look at Kyo. Whoa. All right. Command Force used up just like that, but there's not going to be any use for it afterwards. So good chunk of damage there by Kyo. Looking at the gold right now, actually Heis is the one that's ahead by a significant amount. I'd say about 600 gold. By all means, it might translate to more later on, as the Sky Piercer has already completed 4 highs. But on that note, we've seen the Team Liquid ID. They can withstand the initial hit from Alter Ego. Their frontliners, Witty and Aran, aren't really getting one shot, but it's the quantity. It's the fact that Alter Ego can send that damage, that long-distance shots from so far away again and again to try and make up for the lack of one-shot potential. So Team Liquid ID, gotta make it decisive.
Yeah, don't forget it's very easy to hit when you have the Navaria. Witty spotted out, turtle number 3, controlled by Alter Ego. TLID looking for an angle, Glorious Pathway, the zone Aran away. Mr. Arrow doesn't land, Fabian! From the side, gets the retry steal against the Fredrin.
That's impressive stuff. On paper, the Fredrin should have a better time, right? Compared to the Suyo, or is it 50-50?
After the change, that combo, I mean, the damage that the Fredrin has in the retry battle...
100%, right?
Exactly, it's just so strong, and yet Fabian is able to do so. Alter Ego not really doing a great job zoning him away, but Rin...
Uh-oh, no, he's fine. Gets away. Shortcut! Hijume taken down! Right into the onward there, knocked up to eternity.
That's the chip potential once again. And throughout the whole fight earlier, by the way, Kyo has been just pushing in the bottom lane. An airstrike.
Yeah, throwing in the 2 main artilleries of Alter Ego. Kyo coming in as well. HCC on Rin, can't move. Witty's zoning in the back. Nino taking a lot of damage. Pops in Revitalize still though. TLID are going through these HP bar streams. Not enough damage to take Aran down.
It's surprising that Rin is picked off again and again, considering he went for the Athena shield into the Dreadnought armor as well. So to make sure he doesn't get bursted down completely in one shot, so he can kind of fight back, regen some health with his skills, and kind of make it a bit more competitive in the 5v5s. The Team Liquid ID are just outputting the damage, you know, in such the right timing that he can't really survive long enough. And that's a bad look for Alter Ego, man. If they can't stand there in the front against Team Liquid ID, then they're just playing the waiting game, waiting for Witty to make the next move on the shortcut play.
But it's a bad look on the Cavalry. 10% audience prediction by GoPay. 10% to 90%. Where's the Cavalry?
Right here on desk.
That's true.
One of them.
Nah.
Hey,
I have friends.
Nino's appearance, 300 games after first debuting in Season 7 for Alter Ego during the slope.
Wow. It's been a pretty
Let's buy him a cake.
What?
Let's buy him cake.
It's a what now?
Let's buy him cake.
Let's buy him cake.
Celebrate it.
We might have to do so.
That's
perhaps.
the experience, bro.
Hey, they got to win for them to celebrate, right? 300 games, but if they lose here, they're going to go down.
Now the problem is TLID, Fabian, he's level 13 compared to Rin, who is at level 11. So a lot more damage that can be placed in terms of that retribution on this Lord.
Witty.
Aran already with Primal Wrath. They're kind of committing onto this now. Further airstrike on him. Aran's able to sustain. Nino walking up with the Vitalize now. Oh, good taunt still. Wow, Rin winning out the red tree battle this time around. Nino is able to deal with Aran. Fabian running back, waiting, pops in the shortcut, but no one's gonna take that one. Fabian blinking out, Nino with a stun, alter ego. Looking for the play onto Fabian, Soul Sever to kite away. Meanwhile, the mid lane, Kyo gets a kill on Hijume. Gets shot though by Dreams. Now has to respect that long range damage.
1-for-1 trade, Aran for Hijume. But that was a little bit of, you know, vengeance or revenge, I would say, coming from Rin, right? Being able to steal that Lord was huge. And we saw Fabian getting knocked up. Was that Lord knock-up or was that a taunt?
I think it was there was zoning attempts from Alter Ego for sure. I'm not sure if Fabian got hit at the right moment there. Now the Lord is gonna get cleared out. The Shaman Force is gonna zone Alter Ego away. They can't take an all-in. It's all about softening up Team Liquid ID and then going in decisively here. They do not want to really move up and allow Team Liquid ID the chance to make something happen. But look at Witty setting up for something.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Is he anticipating that Alter Ego are on the top side of the map?
I don't know, but for me, for a team with a chip, that looked so desperate. Like, Aran had to use Primal Wrath. They were trying to make a decision instantly, like blitzing the Lord. Again, they have a chip. I think Aran could have recalled. The shortcut would have been there to bring him back if they did want to do it. They use a lot of their resources just to go on Lord.
And they use a lot of their damage onto Nino. That's exactly who Alter Ego wants, soaking up all that damage. Just like that, 80 seconds to go. This is time where Alter Ego can be unpredictable. Team Liquid ID, they excel actually where the Lord is up and they can kind of predict the movement, kind of force the hand of Alter Ego. So I do agree with you, Mirko. They seem to be in a bit of a rush. And as you can see earlier, the gold advantage has swung over back to Alter Ego for now, making a play onto this purple. Team Liquid ID, just playing it reactive.
Glorious pathway over to Aran again. JCC still able to pop the Primal Wrath, Appraiser's Wrath, and the execution from Highs with a Death Sonata. Another arrow lands on Kyo. Hijume has been lethal on the Selena.
Man, luckily no follow-up. Or that would have been a lot more, you know, tools that Alter Ego would be able to pick up. We do see a change of position coming in from Mr. Weedy Man. They're in the enemy jungle. I wonder what the plan is here. Are they looking for a pickoff maybe onto Highs?
Onto Highs, onto Dreams, Hijume. I mean, quite literally anyone will do at this point. As long as they don't get roped into a fight with Rin, haunting everyone right afterwards, I feel like it's still going to be a value move for Team Liquid ID. 10 seconds to go and Alter Ego are clearing already. And again, in a dance situation, Alter Ego can do a lot of damage, man. Dreams already has the Wishing Lantern, so he's hitting with maximum HP damage as well.
You have a game fact by GoPay, as this marks the first appearance of the Novaria since MPL ID Season 13 in the roaming position when Drian used it to defeat RBL. So it's been, what, 2 seasons?
It has been 2 seasons, yeah. It was, man, Drian, legend.
The name we haven't heard in a while. Look at Alter Ego here. They're doing a lot of good damage. They don't see the chip though.
Another airstrike coming down. Witty able to pop that shortcut in time. Retrieve wins it out, but will be taken out by Kyo, who's on his Mach force, gets a double. Nino will surely be the triple. And Alter Ego, they won the Lord, but at what cost?
Highs still left standing here, looking to try and clear it in. He was in a 1v1 situation with Fabian, but luckily he was still able to get out.
This arrow lands. Now some Mach force coming down to the Kyo. Able to sustain it. Witty trying to body block. Yes, kill! Gets it now. Further airstrike. Highs!
What?
Outplayed by the ghost of Jakarta.
That's Yehezkiel, and that is flashbacks to Syndrome right then and there. He's on a Farsa of all picks, and he gets to make that outplay. That was unreal.
Look at the flicker, look at the moves, man. Yehezkiel, calm, cool, collected, 0 deaths in this eventful game. Let's take a look at the replay here, presented by the official tournament smartphone. It started with an abyssal arrow, and Highs trying to capitalize. Hijume is taken out, but look at Highs here. After getting 2 kills, tries to get the better of Yehezkiel, but he's too smooth with it. The Lord was so important for Alter Ego to set this up for a siege situation, but now that it's cleared out, we're back to the neutral, and in fact, Team Liquid ID might have come out on top overall there.
Yeah, they weren't able to get anything from it. No turrets, no nothing, no pressure, nada. So TLID now are holding on to the gold lead, and you can see that gold lead be on Mr. Suyo Fabian, man, as well as Yehezkiel. 2,000 gold ahead. That's a huge lead.
It is Witty. Oh, wow. That's what we were talking about. You can now teleport to these checkpoints from anywhere on the map. Good timing. Wow, that was close.
Adios immediately. But again, look at these Star Shatters coming through from Dreams. They're starting to knock for quite a decent amount, man. Aran can get taken down to 3/4 of his HP with a single Star Shatter. Witty has the Athena, so not as much. But taking a look at the stacks here, Mirko, what do you think as a gold lane player?
I mean, it's all right. It's not crazy by all means. Like usually, I have seen. I mean, Kelra. It's Kelra. To be fair, we might not want to compare it to Kelra, but Kelra might be like on 800 right now. But yeah, it's not bad at all. Highs is farming really, really well. This is definitely above average for Granger farm.
All right. With 20 stacks on the Sky Piercer as well. Again, Alter Ego has a pick-off potential.
Winter Crown.
Oh. Interesting.
Huh. He sold his boots for Winter.
I guess against those big moments where maybe the chip shows up behind him, right? It can buy enough time. Look at this though. Oh, get spotted.
Remember though, you don't actually get vision. You know who's there because when you poke them down, you see the HP bar drop up top on your screen. But it's no longer the old Granger where it reveals who's in the bush for everyone.
And you have to tell your teammates audibly as well, hey, there's someone in there. Because your teammates don't really get the same kind of vision. Now Alter Ego make the first move. They have the waves kind of set up for them.
Wait. Whoa, cam.
Yeah, it's important. We need to zoom in onto Fabian, you know, just so you can see how locked in he is. And that's a pick onto Fabian. That's a lot of damage.
Oh, that's a lot. I think. Oh no, Witty, shortcut placed down. Fabian is going to take it. I don't know if he has a portal near him. Witty able to flicker out. They're not actually going onto the Lord despite Fabian not being there. Highs gets a kill on Witty. He's going to be taken down. Fabian, look at the angle. No one knows he's there. Highs gets a double. Fabian, can he do it? Rin's taking a whole lot of damage. He uses the Appraiser's Wrath to combo in that red tree, securing it for the team and a 2-for-0 bonus on top of it.
Big L for TLID there. Big L. They were able to put some damage there in the top side of the map, get some damage onto the inhibitor turret, but that's all they were able to get. They weren't even able to get it down. So they lose a run, they lose Witty, they lose control of the Lord despite Fabian looking for that crazy outplaced steal. But it's Alter Ego winning that one in the 17th minute of the game. And as they go in for the siege, now this is a lot of range that Alter Ego can actually utilize to their advantage, right? They have the Novaria, they also have the combination and just the range advantage from Hijume, as well as from Dreams and Highs.
Oh my lord.
Man.
There it is. That's
the
damage.
roamer, by the way.
Yeah. What is he sitting on right now, item-wise? Divine Glaive wishing. Oh.
Ridiculous amounts of damage coming through from the roam of all people. Witty is in position to try and make something happen, but can he find it again?
Another really good angle for the Astral Echo to lock Aran down, forcing him to flicker out with the Primal Wrath 2. Lord still alive. Kyo popping his Mind Force already in the back. Witty pops it in, but Kyo doesn't have his Mind Force. High's going to be chased CC, has to win a crown and buy some time. Now Nino's going to take it very low. Not taking down Yehezkiel, flying by, looking for the stop off the Highs. He gets the kill, but he's not put in a tough situation with no immortality. It was popped earlier, and now it's all TL. Fabian gets another. Hijume is all alone.
2-for-4 trade in the end, ladies and gentlemen. Hijume versus the world. And it looks like Fabian, Aran, and Kyo want blood in return. They're looking for some picks into the mid lane. Going to be able to pick up this turret as well. This is 30 seconds. Is this an end angle?
Kyo walking up. Zaman Force coming down. Hijume still able to clear the wave. A big move that might have just saved the game. Well played, Hijume.
Wow. That's a full-on move there. A sacrificial play by Hijume, even flickering in. Now with Dreams up, Highs and Nino back soon. Team Liquid ID, they cannot end.
No, they're just going to take the base turret.
Team base turret has been
Man.
destroyed.
This is a intense one for sure, man. The fact that you can see how Alter Ego crumbles the moment Witty can find his way onto Highs. And to his credit, you can see the attempts from Highs there. He even went into the base of Team Liquid in that fight to really buy some time, to try and get some space between him But they can't do that. They have to really find where Riddy is before they make any moves like that. Back onto the Winter Crown, back to the waiting game, 20 seconds to go. And they have the advantage of having the wave on the bottom lane auto push, basically.
That's why it's so good for Alter Ego. They lose an inhibitor turret, but it's in the mid lane. It's one of the easiest lanes to control, especially in this current scenario. Meanwhile, TLID, they have to keep their eye out and go for housekeeping, right? We saw what the lack of housekeeping was able to do in our first match of the day. And obviously, they don't want to replicate the same mistake. Luckily, this time, though, they have the chip, so they should have that global pressure to kind of work with it. But again, Alter Ego now. What's the plan? They have the range. They've been able to kind of trigger a run and make them, force them in a position to make some really desperate moves.
Whoa.
Here it
Short
is.
coming down though. To go all in. Q in the backwards of Enforce. Hijime taken down by Q. Taunted up. Has a Purify. Is able to escape from the Praisers round. Now dodging away from Nino as he goes for the chase. Witty taken down by Dreams with an Astral shot. But it's Fabian who gets rid of Nino. And in the end, it's a TLID win.
Yeah, it was Fabian to pick up the Lord as well. So that's the chain of events that led to that point. Hijime getting taken down first.
Just cannot allow the backline to fall like that. And they were trying to rush things. They asked Nino to start with the glorious pathway, but they don't have a target inside. Fabian now solo.
2v1 gets shot at, but there's an Evolved Lord marching down in mid. Rin, no retribution. Oh boy. Further airstrike. Rin able to dodge away from the Earthshatter Flicker, now gets quelled. In the base, it's the Zaman Force Kyo targeting him down as the head skill gets rid of the back line. TLID with a comeback win.
1-0 in this best of 3 series, ladies and gentlemen, as they are going to be the ones to lead in the series. Match point as well. Interesting chain of events in the final moment there, where Rin just kind of sat there taking the shots from